Hi all, welcome back. So today I'm going to be drawing Ghost Rider. So a pretty popular comic book character. I haven't read the comic myself. I seen that weird film with Nicolas Cage a couple of years ago. But any fans probably of the comic hate that movie. So we're just, it's from what I can see anyway, it's basically just you gotta know how to draw a skull. So we'll get right in and we'll start with the skull part of the face. So we can start at the eyes, right? So you just got to do two sort of lines just for the tops of the eyelids. Oh, that was actually... That's actually an eyebrow I put it in the wrong place. So we'll come down from that. Mistake! We will do the eyelid here. So that's like an eyebrow line. So just here. Eyebrow line, top of the eyelid. I could restart the video, but I'm too lazy. So we have the top of the eyelid, and then we'll go down and do the underneath of that, just curves around. And then we can jump over and do the same on the other side. Doesn't have to be the exact same. Just like that. And then underneath, curves around like that. See, they're slightly different, but it's okay because it's kind of a skull, so it kind of adds to the weirdness of it. And then we have that eyebrow sort of frown line there as well, because he's real angry looking, and they come in to the middle just there like that. And then in there's black. Just color those in. And in there we have the nose of our skull. So it's a human skull, so it's that sort of, what would you call it? It's like an arrowhead. So it goes up, down, and then it comes across in there, and then up, down, and then back across. It's like a capital letter A, and in there is black as well. Then, so there's two parts to a human skull. We have the jaw there, which has the lower teeth, and then we have the top portion, which has the upper teeth, the nose, the eye sockets, all that kind of thing. So we can do we'll do the top portion first, right? So we have around the eyes, we have these sort of bones that come down this way. One there. You do the same on the other side. They don't have to be exactly the same. And there's a little bit that sticks up here. I think you can kind of feel them in your own face if you sort of rub close to where your eyes are. So that these rounds stick out. Bones here. And these come down around underneath the eyes, and these will come down to the top teeth. So we'll go in around this way. Just keep going down that way. And this one will go as well. Down this way. And then we have, of course, teeth just in around here. So all these bumps. And we have the two middle ones right underneath the nose. So they're your biggest bumps, see? Just like that. And then these ones start to go up this way. And they get sort of skinnier as you go. We might as well finish these teeth while we're here. So we can do the bumps on top. And the big ones. We'll do a line down the middle. Just to make them more defined. It's coming up that way. Of course you can add as many lines to these as you want. Sometimes less is more with the teeth, to kind of leave people let their own imagination sort of figure out what you've drawn. Alright, so we'll do the skull that goes up and around. So we just go up and around. We can go the other side. And the picture I'm drawing from, that skull, they don't meet because his head is on fire. So it's really bright, so maybe this section you can't really see it because like the fire is just coming out from the top of his skull as well. So I'm just going to leave that. And then maybe I'll just add some more lines just down in here around his nose and things. So just some lines in there. And some more frown lines just in there. Some lines just underneath his eye. Just give it a bit more character. Make it a bit more maybe scratched up looking. Of course you could add shading and everything inside here as well. Some hatching if you wanted, if you were feeling plucky. I might do it, but I'll see how I feel. See how the video goes. Right, so we have the jaw then. So coming down from these bones here, we go down both sides, down there, and then this curves around to a chin. Starts to go back up, just like that. And then we have his mouth is kind of open, so there's like teeth down here and then a real dark section just around here. So what we'll do is we'll draw the dark section. So we have a little triangle there, and then it starts to come down just like that. It's pretty similar on the other side, coming down, and in here is all dark and there's teeth then around here. So this one comes up. We can see the backs of the teeth because there's no lips or anything, so we can see like all those teeth, and just make them kind of bumpy. You don't have to be too exact. People will get the idea. Just like that. And then these meet that jawline just there. And then we can add all those bumps for those teeth just coming around the bottom like we did on the top. So curve it around. There's another tooth just there. Curves up. So you're doing like a hook just there, and it meets the next tooth, so it hooks up that way. And as we get to the middle, you'll be able to see sort of more of them. They'll get bigger, like the ones in the middle here, until eventually you just have like two here. And don't worry if you don't get them exactly symmetrical or anything like that. People sort of make up the human brain sort of projects their own image, especially on things that are like human skulls and that. You don't have to be exact sometimes. Now, so in there is all dark. Okay, so let's see. So he's got flame around his head, and so I like to keep it simple on this channel. So you could go crazy and add all sort of shading, different levels of darkness and lightness, but the easiest way I've seen in all the pictures is just to do a sort of a bright white part around his head and color in all around that black. Right, so there'll be certain sort of black sections that you can see through. Right, so this will go up off my page. So it's starting, coming out sort of like wavy lines, and all in here is like black. So another one just here, coming down, and these sort of meet underneath his chin just there. So these sort of wavy, spiky fire sort of section all the way around his head. And again, there's some parts where you can see through. So like all around here is black. So I'll just start doing that now. He's got like a leather jacket on, and he's got like huge big collars on it. So we'll do the collar on this side first. So we just do a line down here, and a line, and he's like wrapped in chains. So he's got like these chains that are sort of coming down in front of his body here. So of course you could leave the chains out if they were too complicated or anything like that. Do what suits you is what I would say, whatever level you're at. So there's one collar here, just here, a line straight down that way, and then it curves back in underneath that chin. Then he has another line that comes up from here, goes underneath this flame part, but it sort of stops about here because it meets a chain, right? So then we'll come up and finish the rest of that collar that goes in there. And then there's chain that comes down here. And they're kind of all linked together. So to do that, you just sort of draw sort of a bracket like this, and then this will meet the top of another bracket, another link, just there. See that? And then you can finish the insides of these. So we have the inside of this one, there. And then this one comes down and meets the other end of the inside of this one, just there. And we can see the next link just here goes off my page, and this one goes off the page. So they're kind of just rectangles that are kind of linked together. So just imagine this one going underneath the next one. So just like that. So you can see it's like a box, and then we have a box sort of on its side just here. And this one meets the next one that's shaped pretty much like that. So this one is turned on its side and these ones are flat. Just like that. So imagine it keeps going around here, comes down that way, back in there. And then we have the inside of that one. So it'll come around this way. Just like that. And then we can see maybe just the top of the next one, just here, just like a bump, just going that way. And see this, so this link, so you can see there's a missing part just there that I haven't drawn yet, so it comes 2 lines just that way. And then, so he has, so his leather jacket, so we had the collar, so we'll just finish a bit of that collar that comes through here. Just a little triangle just in there. And there's some chain there. And then he has spikes just on his leather jacket. It's real punk rock sort of jacket. So it's just right on his, so imagine his shoulders are here. So say we can draw the one in on this side, but we can't see it on that side because of the chains. So one of them is just sitting on the top of his shoulder on this side, comes up right there and comes back down. So we have like a spike, a cone like spike just on his shoulder, just there on the lapel. So it's just like a bit this way. So if you kept going, you can see more spikes here, and his shoulders go down to his arms. So we can do, so on this side you can barely see it, it's behind these chains. So we just do a little spike, back down, just the bottom down here. So his jacket is leather, so it's mostly dark, and there's all shadows and things on it, but of course you don't need to add. You could just color it black if you wanted, but there's like light coming from the flames just here, so it would make shines on the leather jacket. So what I'm doing now is just, he has another piece of his jacket that closes over on this side, it looks like. Just like that. And we can see a similar shape to this. Just coming underneath his collar there. Just like that. And another one, this keeps going down this way, back that way. So what I'll do is color in the background black, more to highlight some more of that fire. So what I'll do now is add some shades of dark on the collar. You could color the whole of his leather jacket all down here in black, but I'm going to give a go and see if I can make it sort of look like it has some shines. So I'm just adding, sort of following the shape of that jacket and then leaving sections. Just sort of make, if you've ever seen records, like old records, you know, those black ones, you're sort of trying to make it look kind of like that, just going up. So leaving those shine parts on them. So pure white and pure black. And then this one will go the opposite direction. So we'll attempt to leave some white on it as well. Sort of go up in sort of a zigzag sort of way. Just in there. And then the top, so we'll have a shine just on the edge of his jacket. And then just these ones will go back that way. And then we can do something similar all down here. So we're just coloring in certain sections. And it's kind of useful because your natural way you move your hand, sort of, this is obviously the way the artist did it anyway, the picture that I'm doing it from. So you use the marks of the ink to make it sort of look like leather. Very efficient. Some more under here. And some in here also. So this will just bring out these chains that are white as well. If you color a lot of black around, it's contrast. If you color a lot of dark around a real light section, it'll really make the light section pop. It'll make the whole image pop a bit more. Especially if you're not adding much shade. Just have a lot of comic book drawings tend to get their dramatic qualities just from like a pure contrast of black and white. So there you go, that is Ghost Rider, pretty much. You could keep going, adding more cross-hatching to his face or anything like that, any shading, you can colour it. The flames especially. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for the request, Frank. And I'll see you again in the next video.